Hello Steelers, and welcome to another bench report. Nice Sunday. This is a nice one for me because it's my first day of the weekend that I've had off. I was working yesterday, but I'll tell you more about that in a second. So it's been a relatively quiet week this week from a painting and gaming point of view, simply because I've been, I just mentioned it, but I've been working for 6 days this week and on a new project that's been taking up all my time. So I've not really had a great deal of chance to get much done. However, I did manage to finish off the ruined cottage that I got from Patrick Miniatures over in Germany. This is really nice. I just added a little base to it, a little garden area with some fences that I got from Paul over at Sabotaged. I keep buying fences off him at the moment, but I'm putting them to good use, I think, at least. So I put that, and I got some bricks as well, some 1/200th scale bricks. I think I mentioned in the last bench report, but I got those from a railway modelling supplier over on eBay. I can't remember exactly who it was, but you could search around and find those easy enough. And I think they just added a little bit to the actual the rubble mix that I use, just a little bit of colour. It looks a little bit more like bricks and shattered bricks and things. So I'm going to be using those for any more similar type of buildings I'm going to be making going forward. And I've still got some more Patrick Miniatures stuff as well. I also began the German battalion, my new German battalion for O Group. I mentioned it before. I've been thinking about getting rid of some of my old 15mm stuff because a lot of it just never sees service on the table. Some of it, you know, it's 30 odd years old at this point, and the painting is also of a vintage as well. So I'm just wanting to upgrade a little bit and just kind of rationalise my my armies a little bit. So I'm going to be cutting down on quite a lot of the stuff I've got, but obviously I'm still using figures, my old figures, until I get these ones painted. But the Germans, I've done the first company. These obviously for O Group. I've also decided as well to, instead of just painting blocks on the bottom of them for the colours of the companies, I've also given them labels as well. So this is something that I'm doing for the Germans, but also for the Allies as well. I just haven't got around to it yet. All I did was just make these labels on Microsoft Word. Just made sure that they're the right size to fit into the on the bases, and then just coloured them in the various colours. And then also you can see as well what I've done is I've done an A, a B and a C. So that's for the individual platoons. So each platoon is made up of 3 sections, so each one there you can just identify exactly where it's come from. So if you've got casualties and things again mixed up in the game, you can see exactly where stuff is. And I've done them big enough as well, the font big enough just so I can actually see them. What I might do is I might put these in the drive, my Google Drive, and I might, yes, I'll put a link to these in the description below, so you can just download these ones that I've done, and they should print out and they should fit straight onto a Flames of War small base. All you need to do is get some PVA glue. I just smeared it on with my finger, cut them out, stick them on, then just smear some more glue over the top just to make them, it's almost like laminating them a little bit, and it just protects them. Dead easy to do, and just a quick identifier for games on the table. In the post, I've not really had a great deal. I just had a couple of paints come in that I just resupplied myself with that I knew I needed. I got some gaming tokens from Gaming Enhancements for Arkham Horror, the card game, because I needed some more of those, so I just got a couple of those, and that's really been it. It's been pretty quiet on the spend side as much as anything else, and also unfortunately it's been pretty quiet on the gaming side as well, because I didn't go down to the club this week. I was going to go down and have a game, start the campaign of Chain of Command with Dex this week, but I realised because it's taken me so long to get back from Sheffield for the job at the moment, because I'm hitting rush hour, getting from Sheffield and then to get back into Sheffield after feeding the cats and washing myself and everything was just probably going to prove to be a bit too difficult. So I said we'll postpone it, not for this week, but for the following week. So Dex, if you are watching this, I am still up for it. I know we've spoken about it, but yes, I'm still 100% looking forward to it, and we're going to crack that game out soon enough. That said, today, Sunday, Dean's coming over. We're going to play another game of O Group, and I am going to film it. This is Phase Line Casino from the 1944 Normandy Handbook, so it's a British attack on German positions during June of 1944. It kind of follows on from the previous ones. This is the Attack on St. Manview that we played before, so you'll be able to see that at some point in the future as another game report. Looking forward to it, because it's always a good game of O Group, and I want to try out some of the real world tactics a little bit more, and use the combat patrols a little bit more for what their purpose is, I think, in the game. Also, as well, should be appearing on the screen now, if I'm clever enough to remember, is the September schedule will be out. I will also make it as a post as well, and I'll put it out on social media as well. So for the next 4 videos, as I record this, I'm not entirely sure what they are right now, but I'm going to sort that out by the time this is recorded. So you should be able to see that somewhere on the screen at this point. Okay, I mentioned, let me just say as well, don't forget, join the Storm of Steel Facebook group. Go over there, post some pictures, show us all what you've been up to. Anything, do make mention over there. Just get that page jumping. It's quickly gaining numbers, so I'm quite pleased to see that. So thank you everybody who is in there and who's posting. I did mention that the reason that I've not really done much this week is because I've been working, and that's because we've been working relatively late, and it's been taking me a while to get back home, and that's because we've started the excavations at Lodgemore, the prisoner of war camp up here in Sheffield. I mentioned it in previous videos, but this is the first time. This is the first day off we've had since last Monday. We've had, up to this point, 132 individual volunteers come and work on the site. We've had quite a few people coming back as well, so the actual attendance numbers are higher than that, but that's not counting the people that have come back. So I'm absolutely over the moon by the amount of people that have got involved and come along and enjoyed themselves and learnt something, and you know, given up their days to come and do some archaeology with us. This is a project that I've been working on for at least 3 years now, but I've wanted to do for probably at least 10 years. So I'm really happy that this has gone ahead, and it's been such a stonking success as well. I mean, not only that, the finds that we're having, we've found garden areas where the prisoners would have been using to probably grow flowers or vegetables or something, or just to keep themselves busy. I did suspect we might find some of those, having worked on similar kind of buildings before in the past. Second World War, they had gardens around them, and these are no different. So, you know, soldiers from one army are pretty similar to other soldiers in other armies. Also, as well, found some brilliant finds. On day one, Grace found a dog tag, a German dog tag. This was from the, see if I can butcher the German spelling, but it's the, what was it now? It's the Ersatz, no, it's a Schwerflak Ersatz Abteilung 60. So it's the heavy flak replacement battalion 60. These were based apparently up in Wismar, or around Wismar, which is close to Hamburg. So I think that this guy has most likely been given a rifle towards the last days of the Reich, and has been thrown into the front line, and then has just ended up at the camp. He's snapped in half, which generally signifies that the wearer died. Now, you know, the chance of him dying at the camp is probably pretty low, because they were medically looked after, at least. We only know that there was at least one murder in the camp. Most likely not this guy, because the chance of us finding the one murdered person in the camp's dog tag is pretty, when there's 11,000 prisoners there, I think it's pretty low. So I don't think he's died. I think he's just snapped in an accident and just got lost, and then tied up in all the demolition rubble after the war. But it's still an amazing find, the fact that we've actually got somebody's number and also his unit. We could find out from the German authorities who he is, his name at least. However, it does take about 1 or 2 years, so I've been told by several people, for them to get back to you about these things. So we need this wrapped up by the end of the year, so it's not going to happen, I don't think. We could still do it anyway, and just make sure that just see what it is in the future. But that was brilliant. That's been the find of the week, absolutely, without a doubt. However, we've had some brilliant other stuff as well. So we found a Winsor & Newton paint pot. So this would have been used for watercolour paints. Probably come as a little set of palettes, and this we've got some paintings watercolour paintings from the camp by prisoners. We know those exist. Again, tying a particular prisoner's painting to this particular paint pot is going to be almost impossible, but it just shows you that, you know, they're relieving boredom. There's 11,000 different individuals in that camp and they're all doing different things. What is great is the fact that I actually use Winsor & Newton sprays. I use their varnish all the time, and I rely on it heavily, so it's brilliant to have actually found that. Really, really nice. We also got a child's shoe as well, which is probably made by one of the prisoners. We know that some of the prisoners made toys and things for kids and threw them over the fence for kids and things. And there's probably, again, such a large population. I'm fairly sure there's probably somebody who was skilled in making shoes. So they're probably doing that to sell, or, you know, just to, again, relieving boredom, really. We also got a little money token. This is kind of like a little plastic thing, halfpenny. These would have most likely been given to prisoners, so they could be identified as prisoners when they're out spending their money in Sheffield and local villages and towns and things. The Italians in particular were allowed a little bit more leeway than the Germans, so they would have been allowed out into town. And we've got a lot of people in the local area have spoken about how their grandmas remember Italians, battalion prisoners and things, and labourers and stuff coming round and talking about, you know, they're asking for work and things and getting paid. So they're probably paid in these kind of tokens, which then the business that had taken them will probably exchange for real money later. But it's just a really nice little indication of what's happening with the prisoners in the camp. So they've been some of the finds. We've also had a look at the shower blocks as well. We're not sure if these are probably officers' blocks, because there's we've only got 4 cubicles, but it doubled up, so there's 8 in total. We've only uncovered 4, but we think these are probably prisoner officers' shower blocks, as the other ranks would probably be showering communally. We haven't located their shower block yet. We probably won't do this in this week. We still do have another week left, so if you are in Sheffield in the area, if you want to get involved, please do. I'll put a link again for tickets in the description. All we ask is you sign up. It's free. You don't have to have any experience whatsoever. You don't have to have any tools or anything. Just find your spot and come along. There is a waiting list, so if it does look like it's booked up, you can get on the waiting list, and we will probably release more tickets as we go as well. The more the merrier, and if we can get more people involved, the better, as far as I'm concerned, from my project's point of view. Okay, I think that'll do really this week. As I say, it's been pretty busy with work, so that's kind of taken up my time. But it is interesting work. It's, you know, it's, at least it's still Second World War stuff, so it's of interest. And yeah, so I've not had a chance to do a huge amount of things, but I've still pushed ahead with a few bits and pieces, and I'm probably going to calm down a little bit on the buying for now, and I'll just try and clear the backlog of stuff that I've got. I think my next big goal is probably to get this German battalion done and out of the way, and then once they're done, I can either start working on the Russians or some of the other bits and pieces that I've got. Alright, as I said, I will leave it there for now, and I will see you in the next bench hobby update next week, and also check out the videos on the schedule coming over the next few weeks. And thanks again for watching.